Welcome to the Recruiter Gym session this Monday morning, and this is the Firefish Takeover week. So you've got the lovely faces of myself. I'm Gordon Webb. I'm the Growth Director and Partnership Director here at Firefish, and I'm joined this morning by Campbell. Campbell, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, morning everybody, and thanks for jumping on your Monday morning with us at 9 a.m. I'm Campbell Nelson. I'm Associate Director of Growth here and sort of look after marketing and outreach over at Firefish.
Perfect, good. And we are delighted to have taken over sponsorship of your daily sessions. So this week, Campbell will set out a wee bit in terms of what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be managing every session this week. So you'll be seeing one of our faces after today, each day this week. But what we're going to do this morning is really just kind of set the scene. Some of you guys might know who Firefish is. If you don't, where have you been? So we're going to basically just take you through a little bit about who we are, where we came from, what we're doing. And then I'm going to pass over to Campbell, and he's going to run through some just kind of insights and stats, etc., and also then set the scene for the rest of the week in terms of the other sessions that we're going to be running as well. So like I say, Firefish, if you've not seen us, I don't know how. We provide a lot of content online, but we are a recruitment CRM. But we're also a recruitment CRM with a little bit of a twist, because we're also a marketing automation tool as well, all in one. Business was set up 13 years ago by the lovely Wendy McDougall, who's still our CEO today. And you may have actually seen in the press recently, we recently received a £4 million investment into the business, which is going to really help drive our growth over the next few years, but also allows us to integrate more with lots of all the other recruitment tech that's out there as well. But yeah, so been around for 13 years. We're currently working with over 600 recruitment businesses in 29 different countries. However, we do focus on the UK, so we've grew organically into all these other countries, but the UK is where we really kind of market ourselves. That's the business that we're going after, and we're working with recruitment businesses primarily from kind of 5 seats up to 100. But we have got some clients in the upper over the 100 users as well. But ultimately, we are, like I say, we're a recruitment CRM. It's all about being able to get the candidates from A to B quickly, but ultimately being able to utilise all the tools. So 4 out of 5 candidates that you'll place will already be in your database. So it's all about that, basically engaging and re-engaging, engaging and re-engaging again with the candidates that you're spending good marketing revenue on to get into your database initially. So Firefish is all about getting back in and re-engaging with those candidates. And because of the volume of clients that we work with and the length of time we've been around, then we provide lots of different content throughout the year. But one of the things that we provide is like an annual report. I think Campbell's got some stats from that report, and there's also lots of other content that we provide as well. So I'm going to pass over to Campbell, and he's going to hopefully give you some nice little insights from the information that we hold.
Perfect. Thanks, Gordon. So yeah, as sort of Gordon touched on there, we do lots of content. We've actually got a fairly unique content marketing function at Firefish that a lot of other CRM or ATS providers don't have. And our content is really designed to help agencies grow and make their operations more efficient. Now, instead of sort of going through some of that content today, I thought what would probably be beneficial to kick off the Takeover week was to look at some of the data behind the sessions that we have coming up this week and why we've chosen those sessions, how they're going to be important, but also what the data is telling us about how industry performance has been sort of 4.5 months into the year. So our content, just to go back and touch on the content, is 8 blogs per month and 1 ebook per month, again designed for agency management, recruitment, marketing, agency growth, etc. But we also have 2 really key pieces of content that we put together. Now we've got the monthly job flow index, which basically helps us keep our finger on industry performance. It allows us to send out a report of sort of placements, jobs created, etc., and allows agencies, as part of our estate and beyond, to benchmark their performance against others. But it also puts us in a really unique position again as a CRM provider that allows us to establish trends and look at future releases, etc., around how the monthly market moves there, because there can be some significant movements month on month based on the economy and such. And then the other piece that Gordon just alluded to there is our annual recruitment agency report. Now, that allows us to sort of put together forecasting strategies from agency directors and owners for the year ahead. And it also allows us, though, to then use the job flow index each month to establish if those predictions are true to form and if the year's playing out the way that people we'd expected it to do, and allows us to tailor our content for those 8 blogs and 1 ebook for the month based on what the expectation is. So, with months of chat of economic fragility, recessions, tough markets, etc., we thought it would be best just now to dive into some of the stats, see where we're at sort of 5 months into the year and what the predictions were for the year ahead. So coming into 2023, there was definitely an element of caution. Our sort of annual report detailed that only 12% of agency leaders were very optimistic coming into the year, which was down on 26% the year before. And the majority of agency owners were either sort of neutral or optimistic, edging away from very optimistic. And sort of 5 months into the year confirms that as a valid position. When we look at the data from our job flow on new jobs created, we can see it's sort of moving up and down month on month. Sort of natural ebb and flow, I would say. There's been no real sizable gains or dips, and it's been a very neutral start to the year in terms of new jobs created. What I'd sort of attribute that to is it almost feels like we've settled into that business as usual performance now, and it's now looking at ways to grow more effectively, rather than expecting a mass jump within there. So to be honest, there's not really a huge story to tell on new jobs created because there are no significant jumps either up or down. Also coming into the year, we seen 53% of agencies were sort of telling us that they expected their sales to grow between 1 and 25% this year. Now, still positive growth, which is great. And despite no sort of sustained growth in job vacancies, we have seen growth this year on last year in the number of placements made, which is telling us that hiring's gone from, companies over hiring, and we've heard stories of mass layoffs, redundancies in the tech sector and stuff. They've gone from over hiring to necessary business as usual hiring. Again, as every industry settles back into that business as usual approach. And it also tells us that there are good quality candidates on the market to fill those roles. And that's sort of, again, demonstrated through, we've seen a growth in the number of qualified applicants per role by almost 30% from the end of last year to now. So there are more qualified applicants coming into each role, but there are not as many vacancies open. However, placements are stronger, and we are still seeing, as to be expected over the last few months, an increase in placements in the temp sector. But perm isn't retracting, it's still remaining strong. Over and above that, we see, and this is an interesting one, that 82% of agencies this year either didn't expect any headcount growth, so internal growth with their recruiters, or only to grow between 1 and 25%. Now, we monitor agency growth weekly, actually, at Firefish, and it's something that, again, we're able to sort of tailor things in our business around. And we've sort of seen this as a true reflection of agency growth this year. Now, we haven't seen negative growth, we haven't seen no growth, but we've definitely seen a bit slower growth in terms of recruiters recruiting more recruiters into their agency. So as I say, there's been no reversal, but we're still seeing growth, albeit just a bit slower than it was last year or the year before. And sort of the final stat that I wanted to look at in terms of why we're looking at these stats before going into what sessions we've got is that we have seen a bit of a drop actually in speculative CVs being sent since January, sort of declining through into April. Now it's actually still up 4% year on year, which isn't significant, but I actually thought, given that the number of jobs coming onto the market was slower and placements were stronger, that we would see more business development activity and spec CV activity coming on. So it's an interesting stat there that there's no correlation between the number of jobs slowing down and business development ramping up. And that sort of leads me on to the sessions that we're going to go through this week and sort of why we're doing it. So with no material growth in vacancies this year, tomorrow Joanne from our growth team is going to go through some key business development strategies for recruiters and sort of going through how we can sort of move the needle back up to those spec CVs as we use as an indicator. Because typically we see if the number of spec CVs sent increases 1 month, the number of placement increases the following month. So we're going to look at business development strategies and how you can sort of position your agency better within there. Then on Wednesday, our non-executive director, Kai Murray, who is ex-director of Search Consultancy, will be talking through how there are only 6 ways you can grow any business So with growth being a bit more challenging, as we said, and slower in that 1 to 25% bracket, she's going to talk through the strategies that any business can adopt to grow within there. On Thursday, again, we're seeing good number of qualified candidates coming in, but it's how you find them and how you market to them is going to be really important again for the next 7 months of the year. So Amy's going to chat through, and we know AI is everywhere at the moment, but how you can use AI to source better candidates and sort of streamline some of your processes there. And then Friday, Gordon, do you want to chat through what Paul's doing on Friday?
Yeah, so on Friday I'll be back on with Paul, and we're going to be looking at a softening market, basically, so how to just maximise your recruitment in a softening market. So yeah, Paul from one of our senior sales execs will be joining me on Friday for that session as well.
Cool, and that's basically, so just to summarise sort of the stats that we're seeing, there isn't really a hugely significant economic story to tell there. We are seeing sort of job vacancies or job openings slowing down a tiny bit, but no real up and down. It's natural ebb and flow, but placement is the real strong story there, and qualified candidates increasing throughout the year. So really good position to go and accelerate that. We just need to be bringing some more business development and better processes for sourcing those candidates into the mix, and that's what we're hoping to deliver with our sessions later on this week.
Brilliant, excellent. Some really good stats in there, Campbell. I think that's some really good insights, and I think just going back to us as well as a recruitment CRM, we are a kind of community-led CRM, and what I mean by that is that all of our customers have a say in the future development of the software. So all of our users can go in. We've got an area where they can look at the roadmap. They can see what other ideas other users have came up with in terms of improvements and enhancing the software. You can vote on them. You can put your own ideas in and get colleagues to vote, or get your other, hopefully get other agencies bought in to vote in there as well. And it really does lead the way in terms of whatever is the top voted comes out each quarter. So, for example, last quarter, it was our Chrome extension for LinkedIn. So you can now bring candidates directly in from LinkedIn straight into the database. You can actually bring them straight into your job that you've already got in there as well. So it's all about basically us working with you guys. It's not so much just in terms of here's the tools and away you go. We really do kind of work with you, and you do have a say in the future kind of development of the software and where the software is going, as well as us obviously using all these stats that Campbell's just kind of rhymed off there in terms of, for us, looking at where we're wanting to take the software in terms of what's happening as well. So yeah, so hopefully some good sessions coming up this week. Hopefully that sets the scene in terms of who we are. I'm really looking forward to joining you guys again. I'll be back on tomorrow with Joanne, and we'll be looking at the business development side of things and how you should be maximising that based on what Campbell's just said there. So hope to see you all tomorrow as well. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.